Hiya, Matt Baker here with the Petcast. Now, this is a podcast all about pets, so I am towing my caravan as a mobile studio all around the country to meet famous people and not just talk about their pets, but to meet their pets as well. If you can hear quite a bit of barking, that is because the Petcast caravan is surrounded by thousands of dogs. We are at the Good Woof Festival in Goodwood, West Sussex, and I brought it here to meet my guest who has a very strong association with four-legged friends. And I don't just mean dogs, although she does present Crufts. I am talking horses as well, as a champion lady jockey. Now, this person, I would say, is one of the UK's most trusted and knowledgeable sports presenters, and I am very pleased to have called her my friend for over 20 years. Let's welcome to the Petcast, Clare Balding. Come in, how are you?
I love what you've done with the place, eh?
It's nice.
Oh, look, and there's pictures of you when you were
There's pictures of you here as well that we've got.
Oh, and there's pictures of Archie.
I know.
Look at
that. Your Tibetan terrier.
And
I remember him well.
That's Valkyrie, who was our Shetland pony, our first pony.
There's so much to talk about, Claire. So much to talk about, isn't it lovely? But yes, as you thumb through your many books and various things that you've written over the years, and all these lovely pictures are here, but just enjoy the calm, because it's a bit crazy out there, isn't it?
There's a lot of people here. A lot of people and a lot of dogs, which
celebrating
is lovely.
the world of dogs, which is what we do.
Exactly right.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm really good.
Seen you for a
haven't seen you
while.
for ages.
Yeah.
I saw Helen Skelton the other day.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how lovely you are.
Right.
And well, we were. We were.
Oh.
And I said I was seeing you down here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were both doing the wheel.
Are you
So
all right?
I
Are you busy?
was coming off one and she was going on to the next one.
The thing that strikes me about you, Claire, you're so busy. I mean, and I often, I look at people that I view as friends and I sit and I think, I hope they're all right, doing this, doing that, flitting around.
I couldn't be happier.
For us in this world, we know how intense, our work can be.
Yeah,
and,
but I don't have a daily show. I don't have a weekly show. So I think lots of people are much busier than I am,
right.
but they do the same program every day, so everyone gets used to it. They're doing 5 days a week. I don't do 5 days a week. I do 5 different things a week, but I have a really fun time. And certain periods are really intense. So like Winter Olympics, obviously, beginning of the year, which I loved.
Yes.
That's a good block of work and you're away from home, but you're so immersed in it that it goes really quickly.
Yeah.
I loved it. And we were in the mountains in Cortina. It was great. And then I haven't really got much on the summer after Queen's and Wimbledon because I'm not doing the Commonwealth Games because they're on TNT and I'm not doing any other major events. So usually in a Winter Olympic year, I'd also have Commonwealth Games and that does make it quite busy. Yeah. But I feel like I've got the summer at home. I'm going to enjoy it.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
Oh, God, yeah.
I was only trying to rack my brains to the first time that we met and I think it was about 23 years ago. Mm-hmm. Crufts, when I was back in the day on Blue Peter. And right. I would come along with my dog Meg and we would do various little items. And then the Crufts producers were like, oh, would you like to do some little inserts in Crufts?
And we probably presented it together and you were sensational. Exactly. But also, talk about being able to turn your hand to different things. I think your commentary, and given that you don't do regular commentary, when you do pop up and you do the gymnastics, I think it's sensational. I just say, there's a skill.
It's a passion, isn't it? And that's the thing. Yeah. And that's what you've done brilliantly in your life, is that you've managed to make your passion your career. Yeah. And I think when you're talking from the heart about something, you're not a gob on a stick. You are in it and you feel it and you understand what the people that you're talking about are going through. And really that's the world of pets and animals. And for you, I mean, gosh, I'm sure you can't remember the first moment that animals came into your life because you were just immersed in it.
Well, funny enough, I do, because there's a photo of me as a baby lying on a rug on the garden, on the lawn, with Candy, the boxer. And Candy was the first face I really recognised and saw, and those big wrinkly, and the
squidginess, no doubt, that you would have felt through those little hands. And
grabbed onto and tried to walk, holding on to her.
Yeah.
I think I probably thought she was my mother, actually.
Yeah.
Felt that connected.
But it's interesting because the way you write is the fact that your whole family were immersed in this world. They trusted the animals to the point where there's an amazing shot of you, isn't there, with Mill Reef?
Yeah.
It's on the back of this Derby-winning horse with nobody around.
Exactly. Nobody holding him and nobody holding me. And you'd think one of us might have been worth looking out for. So I just don't, I don't remember a time or a world in which there weren't. The animals also very much came ahead of us. So I think in your pecking order of, the social hierarchy, you're at the bottom.
Yeah, but growing up in a farming family, because animals are just, you are just part. Well, actually, the reason that you exist is because of them, and that, I guess, was a similar concept within your family in the world of racing, because not just your dad's side, mum's side, everybody was involved in that world. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So my mum still breeds racehorses and runs the stud. My dad died earlier at the beginning of this year.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Claire. Yeah.
But the lovely thing was we had this really gorgeous celebration of his life at home in the field in a big marquee. And my brother had said, I want horses at the service. And I said, you can't have horses at the service. Don't be ridiculous. He said, well, I just think Dad would have wanted that. I said, well, look, what about right at the end? So the compromise was, as we sang Jerusalem, which was the final hymn, these two horses would appear from the far side of the field, and there was windows on one side of the marquee. And even Anna, who was leading the choir, who was had organised all the music, who does funerals every week, she said even she suddenly couldn't sing because everyone looked out the window. Here come these two ex-race horses, one wearing my dad's colours, silks, the jockey wearing those, and the other one wearing the silks that Mill Reef carried, so Paul Mellon's, that are now Kingsclear Racing Club. And there genuinely wasn't a dry eye in the house. Yeah. And that, I think that says an awful lot about, and the send-off we wanted to give him as well, that it really, and there was a gorgeous picture of him on the back of the Order of Service. It's lying, surrounded by his boxer and his lurcher and just, the dogs all over him because they were very disobedient. And that, that was Dad.
That was what he lived for.
Yeah.
Yeah, the perfect send-off, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Very emotional to feel. And
yes.
Actually the respect that you must have for that commitment as well, which is something else, isn't it? Like the day after day after day. It's not a job, it's a way of life and a commitment to that life.
And I'll tell you something, Matt, my brother now trains 250 horses and he can stand watching the gallops and he knows every single one. He knows their breeding, he knows what they've run in, what they're going to run in, he knows what their half-sister did, 2 years ago, whatever. He's extraordinary, and that his brain works in such a detailed way when it comes to horses. He's really, it's a real gift, and he's very, very good at it, and it's a big business to run.
Yes.
But he's doing it phenomenally well.
Yeah. And it's interesting, isn't it, because when you think about the world of pets and lots of people's experience with animals in their life, and yet the elite world of animals and where the line is between the
it's
love
like athletes.
and respect,
it's like Olympic athletes compared to the rest of us.
Yeah.
And the racehorses are the Olympic athletes, and they can perform. They really. Andrew suddenly got a horse that maybe a Derby contender, and it would be really something. Mill Reef, who you mentioned, won the Derby in 1971, which was the year I was born. Dad always forgets. Well, he always used to forget I was born that year, but he knows what Mill Reef did. And it would be quite something if Andrew could. He's had lots of placed horses in the Derby, been second a few times, third a few times, but his ultimate ambition is to win the Derby, which Dad managed to do, and it would sort of be weirdly appropriate if he did it this year, the first year Dad's not here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you growing up? Do you remember that? Was it a stressful household? That need to deliver?
No, it wasn't a stressful household. I really wanted to get into competitive sport. As an eventer, I wanted to be a 3-day eventer, like Lucinda Green or Ginny Lang. They were the heroines of my era. And now Ros Cantor, who just won badminton for the third time on Lordship's Graffalo. By the way, 12 weeks after having had a baby. I mean, it's just an extraordinary story. And that's what I wanted to do because I could see women being successful in that field. And it was an Olympic sport, and it still is. And Great Britain are very good at it. So that was my targeted sort of or dream. That was my...
What age would you say that was?
Oh gosh, right up until I was about 19 or 20 when I went to work.
When you first felt that though, when did you think this is...
7.
7.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what because I, as I say, I could see it, whereas I couldn't see that many female jockeys. I mean, this is well before Rachel Blackmore was, winning the Grand National and winning the Gold Cup and being leading jockey at Cheltenham and all that. So you didn't really see it in racing, and there weren't that many female trainers. And my dad, it's pretty clear that Andrew was the one who was really interested, and that was what was going to happen. So, but then to be able to have had, a 30-year career in broadcasting and to have gone to every Olympics since 1996, I feel like I represent, and you should feel this too. We got selected for the Olympics for the broadcasting team.
I had a mate, right, and I had a bet with him when I was at comprehensive school that I would get to the Olympics, right? And yes, I wasn't competing there, but I was commentating, and I literally texted him and went, "You owe me a tenner. Yeah, I've done it. I'm here."
Right, exactly. And I really do feel that it's such a... because the Olympics was a big thing in my head, and obviously racing has nothing to do with the Olympics. So I wanted to do my thing and do it on my merit. And the Olympics was always a really, really big deal for me. And when I got to Atlanta and everyone was saying, "Oh, you should have been in Barcelona. Oh, this is rubbish. This is the worst venue ever." I was just like, I'm at the Olympics. I mean, this looks great to me. And every Olympics since has felt, better.
You can't explain it, can you? Because it's just like the ultimate sports day. Yeah. That feeling that you get at sports day where you've got loads of families there all having a good time and it's nice weather and everyone's trying their best and they may not win, but they're having a go. And that it's like that just ramped up to.
But what was lovely in Paris, because we had, shorter working hours because of French working directive. I'm a big fan. I had the mornings free. So I went off to... I watched the triathlon. Obviously, that was only. I watched the swimming and the end of it, actually, and the run. But that was all happening quite close to the studio. But I went out to Versailles to watch the show jumping. I came across to watch the gymnastics. I saw Simone Biles' last performance, and Rebecca Andrade winning the gold medal. Yeah. I went out to watch the climbing at Le Bourget. And saw Toby Roberts win his gold medal, which was brilliant. I went to see the fencing at the Grand Palais.
No, that was amazing.
Oh
wasn't
my
it?
God, yeah. The beach volleyball with the Eiffel Tower behind. I just thought I'm gonna live this Olympic Games the way I did London.
Yeah.
Where I was so wide-eyed and sort of, oh my God, this is great. I can get everywhere. It's really easy either on the metro or I can walk it. I'm going to make the most of this. And I'll be on in the evening and I'll be better in the evening for having felt the games.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's true. And when, in those moments where you've suddenly got to fill because what you were meant to go to isn't ready. You can suddenly go, "Oh God, this morning I was on my way to wherever you were going and I met so-and-so on the metro who told me they travelled." And you just tell a story and it's real because you did it.
Yes. But that passion, again, it comes back to that passion of what you love. And that was instilled in you from childhood because of the world, I guess, that you grew up in.
Yeah, and Dad was a big sports fan of lots of different... Yeah. He'd sit and watch all 5 days of a test match,
Yeah.
And tell us he wasn't sitting watching television.
With a dog, I imagine.
I'm watching history.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
How strict were the family with dogs in the house? Or were dogs allowed on the sofa? Or were they sort of...
Well, they weren't meant to come on the sofa, but they always did.
Yeah.
My mother, my parents in their later life, to stop Boris the boxer getting on the sofa, they'd put furniture on it, so stools and books and things. So you'd walk into their house and there would be 2 wooden stools and a pile of books on the sofa. And you're like, surely it would look better to just have the dog on the sofa.
Yeah.
That looks ridiculous.
Yeah. At the moment, because we've got a young pup in the house, because we've got like sort of a little patio area.
Yeah.
And we've actually got all of the garden furniture, which is around all of the borders to stop this little dog from going and having a dig. So everything that sort of should be nicely presented on a patio is just littered everywhere to stop him from digging. But so you mentioned another boxer there. So boxers were big then.
Yes, boxers have been a constant with my mum, and my brother has a boxer as well now, and has done.
My mum had a boxer when she was growing up. Yeah,
what was your boxer called?
I think it was was it Lady? I think she was got, but yeah, this is when my mum was really, really young, and she's always said how the temperament of a boxer is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Why do you think your parents chose boxers?
I don't know, because my mother's family didn't have boxers, so I don't know why that choice was made. I think maybe because they knew they were going to be good with children.
Yeah.
But my mum always said, if you think the boxer has a beautiful face, then the world will always be a beautiful place. And I think that's very wise. I think it's very wise.
Yeah. And so they were kind to you then and allowed you to explore them a little bit and understand
Very
dogs
patient.
growing up?
Yeah, their dogs were very patient anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I did. And then for a long time, I really thought I was a dog. And that seemed to me a very happy place to be. So,
listen, if you can live your life like a dog, you're doing the right thing, aren't you?
And that's, yes.
Yeah.
I tend to be the one who comes into the room with my tail wagging, yeah.
Yeah. So you, the first sort of pony that you remember was, am I right in saying Valkyrie?
Yeah, that's Valkyrie.
But let's hold this up for those that are watching and for those that are listening. We're looking at a black Shetland pony. I don't know what. Obviously, it's a black and white photo. But
she's very dark, very long mane, and she had various issues. She had laminitis and she had sweet itch, so she needed quite regular veterinary attention. And I think that's why we were given her, because her previous owner knew that Dad would have vets around, and
her previous owner was quite something.
Yeah, yes. She belonged to the Queen and had been around for the younger members of the family. Yeah,
and so she taught you what it felt like to sit on the back of a horse and
she also
bounce around a bit.
Yeah, right? And I think also taught us how to fall off. I think that was a pretty important lesson. My dad had said we had to fall off 100 times if we were to be proper jockeys, which is not a good thing to say to young children because they will go out and do that. So we did. We fell off every day.
Did you find it that terrifying? Or did you love it?
After a while, and a bit like gymnastics, when you realise you can fall and roll and your body's soft and relaxed and you just laugh and you get back on again, you're not frightened of it at all.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, I think it makes falling off less likely because you're not stiff and rigid. You're really
And Shetlands,
relaxed.
I mean, they have a pace to them, don't they? I mean, they can go.
Yeah.
And actually, because of the gait and the way that they move, that feeling, even on the bigger racehorses, it can be smoother on the bigger racehorses than it is in this little Shetland. So it's kind of like being rattled around in this can.
Yeah.
I remember, because I learned to ride on a Shetland pony called Shandy, and it had literally 2 gears, stop or full pelt.
Flat out,
and it was, I mean, it was terrifying.
And
but
what colour is Shandy?
She was white. And we used to go to, there was this monument near us in the north called Penshire Monument, and it was at the top of a hill. And when we used to ride out, because obviously horses much prefer to run up a hill than down a hill, and it would just leg it to this monument, and it was a petrifying feeling. We'd always be first there, and there's this weird moment when we would just stand there at the top of this monument, looking at the others coming up.
But I think the most terrifying thing is to be run away with downhill. So Shandy didn't do it downhill, no?
No.
That's lucky.
No.
Because I really do think that's a very scary place to be.
Yeah.
But galloping uphill is fantastic.
That's incredible that so the previous owner of the Shetland then was the Queen. Did Valkyrie stay with you?
Yeah,
throughout
until she was about 30, and her life ended happily, naturally. But the Queen used to come and inspect her racehorses. So she'd come and visit the yard, and she'd see this lineup of, magnificent Olympic athletes, the thoroughbreds, gleaming. But she always wanted to see Valkyrie. So either Andrew and I would be holding Valkyrie at the end of the line. You can imagine her scanning across at this height and then down there. Oh, there's Valkyrie.
Yeah. Was that quite a relaxed affair when she came? Or
yeah.
It wasn't. Like
I think it's probably true of the King and Queen now. I think racing, and particularly being in racing yards, is a really lovely environment where everyone's focus is on the horses.
Yeah.
And it's, my brother's yard is absolutely spotless anyway, and it's a very strict, disciplined place because it has to be, and the horses are very, very well looked after. But I think they really enjoy seeing that, and there's almost a bit of military about it, that schedules are tight and hours are everyone starts early, and they work odd hours because they work the morning and then they work the evening, but unless you're going racing, there's time off in the day.
Yeah.
So split shift.
Yeah. But of course, there's all of that passion around the royal family's love for animals as well, and their connection with dogs. And I know certainly when Her late Majesty came into the Blue Peter studio. I had Meg, Blue Peter dog there. And I mean, she literally, again, just made a beeline, just wanted to talk about the Blue Peter pets and the life that they had and where they were. And she was fascinated to hear that Meg was mine and would come home with me and didn't go off to a handler or anything like that. And similarly with the King now, just chatting about farming and the sheep and what have you. That is it's a shared, when you've got that shared passion of animals, that's something very different. It's almost like a different language, isn't it, when you speak animal?
I think also with dogs and horses, they do reflect back at you the best or the worst of you. So they don't know who you are. They've got no understanding of, the King or the Queen's status. But they will respond with an honesty that maybe people who are aware of status don't always. So if you're patient and kind and respectful, they'll want to be around you.
Yeah.
And if you're not like that, they won't.
No, and you get that feedback, don't you? You
straight
work
away.
out what kind
Straight
of a
away
person
you
you
get
are
that.
by the way animals react to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
in that respect.
Yeah.
So when life started moving on for you, then how did you feed that love of animals into your life when you left home?
I think originally it was going home that gave me the hit I needed.
Yeah.
Because when I first started working in London, I was working every shift going. I did early shifts, I did late shifts, I did night shifts. Yeah. And it was pretty intense. 5 Live had just started.
Yeah.
I worked really hard. I mean, and I did enjoy it, but it was very antisocial in lots of ways because you'd work across weekends and, that's when you're skipping your mates' weddings. And it was around about the time they were all getting married. Mm-hmm. And so I go home for that fix because I didn't feel that it was responsible to have a dog myself. I didn't have a garden, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
And then eventually when Alice and I got together, so 24 years ago, something like that, I said to her straight away, can we have a dog? But I needed, that. And that for me that's more commitment than anything. Can we have a dog?
Yeah, of course.
That's bigger than will you marry me? Yeah. It's a really big deal. So we had Archie for 15 and a half years.
Yeah. And had Alice had dogs growing up? Was she a dog person?
She hadn't had dogs growing up, but she had a dog in her life, yeah.
And how did you decide on a Tibetan Terrier?
Well, she's allergic to dog hair. So
yes, we did one that wouldn't
So you had to have one that didn't shed. And I had met Tibetan Terriers at Crufts. And as you know, we meet all the 200 and something breeds, 222 or something. And I'd not been aware of Tibetan Terriers before and then met them. And funnily enough, Archie was the grandson of Fabulous Willie, who won Crufts, won Best in Show. So came from the same kennel, so Iraqi kennels. And that was terrific. And I think it's particularly in London, but the same is true obviously in a remote rural community, you meet people through your dog. And if you're new to an area, the best way of making friends is to go walking at the same time every day and your dog will make friends for you. And because we've got so many parks in London, it's, you're going to find your dog is going to find its friends, and therefore you'll find yours.
And I bet it was quite, although you were very experienced with dogs, it's quite an eye-opener when suddenly it's yours. And it's not like sort of mum's dog or dad's dog, and the dog's just there and you're living your life and flitting in and out. Suddenly that is like major responsibility. How did you cope with that, and how did that sort of marry with all the busyness that was going on in both of your lives?
We seemed to cope. I mean, he lived a good long life, and he didn't really not much went wrong with him. I mean, the old lumps and things you get in older age. But he was good. He did well. I think behaviourally, we've probably learned a few things, and I think our training would be a bit more strict next time.
Bit more focused.
Focused. Yeah. He got attacked very young by a dog in the park, and it made him. I mean, he was lucky. He had a friend of ours had made him this lovely leather collar. And I still remember, I could see the tooth mark in the collar that hadn't gone through, but the other one had. So it properly locked. Yeah, it stopped him being locked and, so he was then very, not surprisingly, very nervous around other dogs, and his nervousness came through as being aggressive.
Hard to recondition that then, yeah.
And to certain types of dog, and definitely dogs that were bigger than him. So that was, you were always wary that he was about to launch himself at a dog that said the wrong thing to him.
Yeah.
Who are you calling soft?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, which then puts you in a weird place when you're walking around going, oh my God, let's avoid this, avoid that.
Exactly. And then you're very anxious and you cross the road and someone goes, my dog's all right. I said, yeah, but mine's not.
Yeah.
So I'm not passing judgment on your dog. I just know he's going to have a go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a very calming energy to have in the house when you are coming back from very stressful days at work, because, although live telly is lovely and it's fun and it's great and we all have a wonderful time, it comes with an intense energy to it. And actually when you go home and you shut the door, you just need to recharge, don't you?
Yeah. Or I think also that, the regular walking that you do with a dog, morning and evening, it's just really good for you. And I think there's a lot to take from dogs in their positive attitude.
I mean, this is the ultimate celebration here at Good Woof, isn't it? With the stuff that's on here, and actually the experts, the people that are around. I think that the knowledge that's here for you to come and glean from is just utterly fascinating.
Yeah, and I've been coming right since it started. And it's really, the other thing I think is the precision with which everything is planned and how it's landscaped. It looks so lovely.
Yeah.
All the tents, that kind of, those Arthurian shapes, that looks like Camelot, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but the same as the race course. With that has a very special design to the grandstand. I really love and also it's an event that's designed for dogs, for dogs first. And I think dogs quite often get dragged along to things that I wonder whether they really want to be at. But here, it's like, this is for you, and they're going to love it.
When the conversation initially happened about you starting Crufts, what were you really excited by that? Were you intrigued by that? Did it feel like this is a world of kind of almost like, that competitive world of animals that you'd experienced with racing? This was kind of like the dog version of that? I
think that's how I approached it, that this is like a sports event. This is like the Olympics, or like the Grand National, whatever you want to say. But that is absolutely how I approached it. And I remember that first year, they have this drinks thing for the Kennel Club after Best in Show, and I thought I better go and be nice and shake a few hands, say hello. And this woman said to me in the ladies' lounge, she said, "Well done, you've done very well. The thing is, because you know your bloodstock." Oh right, okay. But you can, if you're used to watching the way horses move, you can also see that in dogs. You can see what's moving well. You can see what's in good condition. You understand conformation, and those are all the things that they get judged on.
Yeah.
And also I love learning about different breeds. So I find it intellectually really intriguing because every year there's something new.
Yeah.
When the Lagotto Romagnolo won a few years back, I was like, okay, I had not heard of this dog before. And then you learn it's an Italian originally hunting dog, now a truffle hunting dog. So very handy.
Yeah, for sure.
I think funnily enough, going back to the royal family, I think the King's got a Lagotto now. And it's done a bit of truffle hunting for him, yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Yes, you do.
There we go.
But also the thing that you're so great at doing in the world of broadcasting, and why we all love watching you so much on telly, is the characters and the people that you then connect with that, and the associations that we as viewers make with the people that we're seeing.
Well,
on
I
screen.
think the key to all of it is storytelling. So it doesn't matter if I'm writing books or whether I'm on the radio doing ramblings or whether I'm doing sport or crafts. If you can make people care by connecting them with characters, even writing fiction, same thing. You make them care by creating characters who have a backstory, who have a hinterland, who have a vulnerability. It really genuinely doesn't matter what the subject is, as long as people are happy to share with you their story, then it works.
And the characters that you meet
Yeah.
in places like Crufts. I mean, they do say, don't they, that owners are like their dogs, and it is shocking sometimes when you see,
but I
see
think
a dog
also,
and you pan up to the handler or the owner and you're
hello,
like,
you look just the same.
yeah.
But I think there is a really broad cross-section of society, both, and coming from a racing background, I know it's true in the racing world, but you look across the different dog owners, dog showers, or you look at sports like flyball, and they're always talking about how much that is a family, it's a real community, the flyball community. And quite often it will have been started in spaces where there wasn't enough room to do it outside. So they were doing it in halls and things, and be able to give dogs a lot of exercise in a very small confined space. So it's really interesting to me, and agility and the bond that people get with their dog through doing those different, whether it's, from the Border Collies, how much they need stimulation. They want to work. They want to do things for you. And if there's not a flock of sheep to herd, then they want to do agility.
Yeah, for sure. It's time to tell you a little bit more about our sponsor, Harrington's Dog Food. Now, of course, if you have dogs, they are part of the family, so it's only right that we pay as much attention as to what's going into their bowl as we do with our food. And that is why Harrington's superfood range is made with freshly prepared meat ingredients and boosted with carefully selected superfoods to support your dog's everyday health. Shop the range at harringtonspetfood.com and at leading grocery and pet retailers nationwide. Are you up for doing a little Petcast quiz?
I love quizzes.
Okay.
Seriously, they're
Hope
the
you
one.
like this one.
So there are quite a lot of shows I don't want to do in terms of reality shows. But any quiz, I am so up for it.
You're all, okay, Claire. Here we
Apart
go.
from Mastermind, I'm not doing that again.
Right, here we go then with this week's Petcast quiz. On we go. Are Dalmatian puppies born with spots? Yes or no?
Yes, they are.
They're not. They basically start to appear at 2 weeks of age.
Do they? Change that answer. Yes, no. No, they're not.
They're not. Well done. Correct. You're right. Michael Jackson was famously known for owning a chimpanzee.
Yes.
Dreadful idea, not to be encouraged or recommended. What was his name? Remember?
Bubbles or something?
Yes, very good. Do you know which other star owned a chimpanzee? This one was called Scatter.
Are you singing? Is it a singer? Is it another singer?
I'm trying to
Elvis?
give you a clue. Yes, it was Elvis.
It's a good Elvis impression.
In 1961.
Okay.
Which has more teeth, a shark, a snail, or a seahorse?
Well, I don't think a snail has teeth, does it? Does it? Is it a seahorse?
It's got loads of teeth all the way down. It's
What, a snail has?
Yeah, 20,000
No way.
of them.
Teeth?
Yeah.
God, I love this. I'm learning so much.
This is a very intellectual quiz, this one.
Oh, great. Dog fight
There's
outside.
a dog fight going on outside.
I think that's very, very rough greeting going
We'll
on.
just wait for that to die down, and I will ask you the final question of this week's Petcast quiz, which is Felicity was a cat famous in 1963 for something. Do you know what that was?
Going into space?
Yes, well done.
Thank you.
Round of applause for Clare Balding on this week's Petcast.
No, how did I get the Dalmatian question wrong? I'm really... Anyway,
there you go. But talking of coats and watching things develop upon a beautiful puppy, you're going to head into the world of dog grooming.
Massively exciting, because I was involved right from the very conception of this idea for a range of grooming products: shampoo, neutralizing spray, puppy shampoo, calming spray. And we were having this big meeting and talking about it. It's all produced here in Britain, and it's all just really, really top quality ingredients, properly hypoallergenic, which quite a lot of things out there are not. And we're having this meeting, and I said, what I want it to capture is the unconditional love that we have for our pets and they have for us. I said, that'd be a good name, wouldn't it? And they went, what? And I said, Unconditional Love by Clare Balding. That would be a good name. So straight away, we're on to tapping it into the, does that exist? No, it doesn't. Quick, get it. So that is what it's called. Oh. And I'm really excited because I think it gives, apart from the fact I know the quality of it, and it's really good. I think also I just want to change the narrative around grooming, that it's not always something you send your dog off for somebody else to do, a professional to do, although top quality products, groomers, I hope, will use it. But I think for those breeds as well that you don't consider to be dogs that need regular, just grooming in a way that is more about everyday conditioning, rather than just for special occasions. But we all know dogs need to get washed off plenty because they do love to roll in fox poo. So it's changing that experience exciting for them. Yeah. So it's the main key thing to know is that most dog shampoos are very high foam, and high foam might look good and might make you feel like you're cleaning your dog, but it leaves behind a lot of residue, and it's that residue that can be a skin irritant. And a lot of dogs have skin problems, and they have allergies. This is very low foam, and it's honestly, I would love everyone who thinks their dog might have, itchiness because of dog shampoo to give this a go.
Give it a go.
Because I think it'll be much better.
How fantastic.
for them.
Well, good luck with it all.
Thank you very much.
Are you going to do mates rates?
Well, you can buy it direct from the website.
Claire, thank you so much for stopping by the Petcast Caravan. Hope you've enjoyed it.
I have.
That is your mug to take home.
Is it?
It's got your name on the back, love.
Oh my gosh, it has.
There you are.
I hadn't even spotted that.
Well, there we are. That's it for this week's episode. If you've enjoyed that and you'd like to listen to more, then please do look out for the Petcast wherever you get your podcasts from. From me and Claire, bye.